the EP Podcast. Heard everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at the eppodcast.com.
Has a problem projecting her voice.
I have a problem projecting my voice.
See, there you go.
I've never had a problem doing that.
You gotta do a little bit louder. You gotta talk directly into the mic.
All right.
Enunciate
You're doing a good job.
your words.
Hannah's giving lessons right now as we kick off this episode of the EP Podcast. My buddy Steve from down the street just walked down here. You like how I do that, right? When the guy's like, I don't want to give out my whole name, I come up with something.
Steve from down the street.
Steve from down the street.
I'll
man.
take it.
It's a good one. He's an Evergreen Park boy. Okay,
That's
so
right.
Steve brought beer. So I first want to
Good
acknowledge that it was nice of him to bring it to my 9-foot homemade oak bar here in my basement in Evergreen Park. And what did you bring us, just so everybody knows what we're having here tonight?
We're sampling some lager, actually, from Lagunitas.
It's called lager?
It's actually called lager.
That's all it's called.
Lagur. Lager.
Oh.
Lager. Yeah.
Oh,
one R.
I guess.
That's
But it's there. It's good.
Hannah's down there drinking out of the amazing, one of the amazing new glasses I got this weekend. I know we were
That
talking.
you got for free.
Yeah, well, I'm going to tell everybody why that is. Okay, so what happens is that, and we had talked about this, I think, a few times over the summer, that Erica's 40th birthday was coming up, my wife, and she took me to Cancun for my 40th birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And the moment that she told me about the trip, it hit me as everybody was like, surprise! And she's handing me the tickets. I'm like, now I have to take her someplace in 2 years. Like
That's what you're thinking?
that was the first thing I thought
That's
of.
what you're thinking.
I didn't even know where we were going. There were plane tickets in my hand. Somebody said something about Mexico.
And
We're
that's
leaving in
the
a couple
first
hours.
thing
And I'm
that
like,
goes through your mind.
now I have to do a surprise trip for her.
Oh my God.
She likes to plan trips. I'm terrible at it. So whereas she had everything mapped out, we're leaving in 3 hours for the airport. I've already packed your bag. This is how she did her trip for me a couple years ago. I've already packed your bag. I have a parking space already bought at O'Hare Airport that I bought special on some website. We're going to pull into the space at such and such time. We're going to be on the plane here. Then we're going to get picked up and taken by car to this place. And then it's all inclusive here. And then we're going to be back on such. Everything was planned out, right? I booked 2 hotels last Monday.
When's her birthday coming up real soon?
Her birthday was last Friday.
Oh, wow.
So
There you go.
5 days beforehand,
Nice.
I went on, I booked 2 hotels. My reasoning was she likes Hampton Inns, so I booked Hampton Inns.
She likes Hampton Inns.
Nice.
And she likes wine, so I took her to like the St. Joseph area for one day for wine tasting. And then she's got a friend from high school, like one of her best friends in the world from high school, lives in Grand Rapids, Michigan. So I got a hotel in Grand Rapids, Michigan. That's all I did. Then I told her the night before when I took her out to dinner with the kids, I'm taking you on a wine tour. And she goes, great. And I said, I want to tell you about it in advance so you could pack your bag. Because I don't know. I don't want to be like, and you know what? I was right to do that.
You were, yes.
Because I watched
yes.
her pack. Like with me, you
Yes.
can just throw some shorts in a bag and like a t-shirt and be like, I'm in, I'm going.
You were easy to pack for.
Right. But I don't know what the heck she thinks she looks good in this week. I don't know. Like, I have no idea. I don't know the combinations of things that need to be added in there. So she had to know. And then the other thing was, if I put her on a wine tour and I didn't go to some place she wants to go to, she'd be disappointed. So I was just like, we're going to just Uber like everywhere. I just made that like a cost. So I got us like right in the middle of everything. And then I just had drivers take me wherever I was going.
Nice.
But I let her pick out where she wanted to go. And it worked out pretty good.
Good.
Cool.
So on the last day, the reason I had the free glasses is her friend's husband drinks a little too much and then immediately decides that people don't like him. He becomes very insecure. So about the 4th place, because we were doing breweries instead of wineries, Erica decided to switch it up. We did breweries, which was really cool. Grand Rapids has a ton of really nearby, really fun little breweries to go to. By brewery number 4, he's asking me if I really like him. Which was kind of a weird conversation. Like,
What did you say?
Do you really like me? And I'm
Or
like,
you just like me?
I'm like, really like you? Or like, I'm like confused by the entire thing.
Do you like me? Do you
right,
like
and then he was
me?
like, and then by like the 5th one, he was buying me stuff so that I would like him.
He was buying your friendship, man.
He was.
Yeah.
He paid the bills. Like he would go find the waitresses while we were sitting someplace and pay the bill before they could get over to me to pay for it. And then he'd be walking out. We'd be getting in the car and he'd be handing me like a bar glass, but they'd be wrapped up. So I know he didn't steal them. or they'd have a receipt in a bag. I'm like, what's this? He's like, I got you a glass. I'm like, you didn't need to do that. He's like, yeah, whatever, buddy. I just want to make sure you're having a good time. And I'm like,
yeah, buddy.
is he in love? I felt like he was in love. I felt like he found his true match in life.
Romance in the making.
Unfortunately, I've been married for 15 years to my wife, and I'm not leaving her for him. Gather around your podcast player. It is now time for your EP Word on the Street. Registration for fall preschool in Evergreen Park is underway. If you are interested in having your child in preschool, they must be 3 years old and fully toilet trained by next Monday the 19th. So it's crunch time. Pull out all the stops. Make that kid pee in the potty and, age. The Evergreen Park Historical Commission is happy to announce that their permanent display room at the new community center at 3450 West 97th Street is now going to be open every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to noon, with the exception of the upcoming Labor Day weekend. Fascinating photos and artifacts available for viewing. We've checked it out already. If you have not, make sure you stop by. With school starting up soon, the Evergreen Park Police Department is hiring crossing guards. If you want to apply, go to the police station, 9420 South Kedzie Avenue, and apply. It's official that the Evergreen Park Hot Rod and Classic Car Show will return this year. It'll be over at Yukich again, Friday, September the 27th. Save that date. Coming up on this program, we have an interesting Meet the Neighbors with a local businesswoman right here in Evergreen Park. And I'm going to ask Steve here about what he does to get ready when kids come back to school for him. He's a band director. Got to be interesting when they show up and they're like, I haven't touched my instrument in like 3 months. The EP Podcast rolls on. Found everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at theeppodcast.com. Are you or someone you know looking to learn how to play a musical instrument this year? Then you should be checking out Westgate Music School, 6527 West 127th Street in Palos Heights. Private music lessons for all instruments, including guitar, piano, drums, voice, bass guitar, violin, banjo, ukulele, and more. Are you a vocalist? Are you ready to play a musical instrument and looking to join a group? Westgate Music School offers group classes for rock band, a cappella vocal, and barbershop quartet. Students of all ages and ability levels will have the opportunity to perform 3 times a year in a student concert. Gift certificates for Westgate are also available. More information, call 708-586-7002 or go to westgatemusicschool.com.
So how many glasses did you get?
I got several glasses. Erica also laughed. I got hit on in a bar by a 52-year-old man who thought that when I asked him if the seat next to him was taken, because I was trying to get her a seat at the bar while we were waiting to get a table at a restaurant, he thought that was my pickup line. And then I didn't figure it out. Like, Erica knew. Erica knew right away because she was laughing at me. Because this guy's like talking to me, I'm having a conversation and everything like that. And then she leans in and she goes, have you taken a look around the room? And I look around the room and all the girls are sitting with girls and all the boys are sitting with boys. And they're all holding hands. And I'm like, I'm in a gay brewery.
Wow.
And then I looked at him and the guy's like, can I buy you another drink? And I'm like, oh my God.
Did you say yes?
Of course I did. It was a free drink.
Thank you. May I have another?
What I love is when you guys went to the first winery, you took a picture of you and Erica, took a selfie saying that you're taking a picture early because by the end of the night, you don't know what y'all are going to look like.
What it's going to look like.
Yeah.
And
or
it was true.
if you're capable of taking a picture.
Right. It was true. At the end of the first night, we looked ridiculous. And by the end of the second night, I had to start using another phone because mine was dead. Yeah, there's a reason why I took a before and an after photo. It worked out. Anyway, one of the reasons Steve's down here is not only because he's an Evergreen Park guy, but he listens to the show regularly, Hannah. And
I do.
He
Thank
has
you.
been asking me
No
now
problem.
forever if he could come down here and see a show. And I think he just thought he'd be just sitting here, and I just put a microphone in front of him. I'm like, no, if you're going to sit down here, you're going to bring me beer, you get to sit in on the show. So, Steve,
offered.
Steve's on the show. So, Steve, tell everybody a little bit about what you do, because the listeners are going to want to know all about Steve from down the street.
I'm not a Evergreen Parker originally, but I have considered myself as part of the park here. And Normally, north side originally, moved way out west to a far west suburban town.
Right.
Met a girl from Mokina, settled down here about 15 years ago, and just kind of been hopping around this southern portion between like 115th Street through 123rd and Kedzie and Pulaski. It's kind of been in this area for about the past 15 years.
You mean hopping around in terms of like?
Well, yeah,
like where you lived?
yeah.
Okay.
We moved a lot. First apart.
So how long have you been in the EP?
EP, this is year 4.
Okay.
Year 4.
So I met you right around the time that you started living here.
Yeah, we moved.
Because we play softball together.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Steve and I play softball in the men's club over at Most Holy Redeemer.
Yep.
We also play, we bowled in the same league this year as well.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yes.
a lot of fun.
Okay.
We started.
I like when Steve's on my team, because I look better out there, to be honest with you.
He's that guy. I know. I understand.
I'm a terrible softball
is
player.
I'm not that good
competitive.
either,
I'm
but yeah,
actually-
I go out and have fun, whatever. But we moved in 15, and we were kind of renting a house,
Right.
and we found another deal further up the street. So we moved like a block north of where we are right now.
So you were in EP and then you found another house and you jumped houses immediately?
We did.
Man, I can't get my wife to move out of the original house we bought 15 years ago.
My wife always wants to move. But
Really?
oh yeah,
That's got to be a pain in the
Really?
butt.
We moved a lot. Like, so we were at a spot and we had to move for certain reasons, and we want to get better life for our kids. At the time, my wife still is, but she's a teacher in Evergreen. So we wanted
Does
to
she teach for the Evergreen schools?
She does.
Okay.
She does.
Like what level? Like high school?
Third grade.
Third grade. Okay. Do you want to tell me what school at least?
She's at Southwest.
She's at Southwest.
She is.
All right.
So at the time when she was teaching over here, she realized that my daughter at the time in kindergarten wasn't getting the best shake that she was giving her kids. So she's like, well, we got to get over here, and we want to get over in the Southwest area.
Oh, okay.
So we got a house
So
in there.
you were on another part of Evergreen Park. She liked the.
No, we were in Marionette Park.
Oh, you were in Marionette Park,
Yeah.
and then she was working at Southwest
She was working at Northeast at the time.
and Northeast, but she was in the Evergreen Park school system.
You got it.
And she goes, their schools are better than what we're getting.
Yeah. And so at
So
the time,
she moved.
Yeah, so she was teaching kindergarten at the time and did so for many years. And my daughter at the time was in kindergarten. The stuff that she was getting handed at this other place was not what she was giving her kids.
Right.
So she felt like my
It was
daughter was
paint by
coming.
numbers, but the numbers were Russian.
It was Slovak
Okay.
something. It didn't
Something weird was
Something wasn't
happening.
stirring the Kool-Aid
Something-
over
right,
there.
okay.
So she's like, we got to get to the green. So okay, so she's trying to figure out a way to get in. And so I remember going up and down.
There's
the streets.
a strict thing to get in.
Well,
You did initiation, right?
We literally, it was one of those things where we were driving around trying to figure out, we'd go by houses that had signs or this or that, or trying to figure out, what was rented, because not much gets rented out a lot around here, and you got to know someone who knows somebody else who went to school with some brother from my uncle and a cousin, and yeah, it's
Welcome to the South Side.
it's having not grown up and lived it, it's different, but I dig it. I really truly do. So we were there for about a year. And, we wanted to get into more of a permanent situation, because what we saw wasn't a situation that was going to be permanent, we felt, for us with the house we were in. And there wouldn't be an opportunity to buy it. And if there was, then we still didn't want that house particularly. So there was a house literally a block away. So we went from 99th and Spalding to 100th and Spalding. And we load up a truck. I had a couple buddies of mine load up a truck. No, I'm serious. We'd load up a U-Haul, and I would get in the truck.
You hillbilly moved.
We did. We always. So we got in the truck, and I'm driving the truck, and my guys helped me out. Just walk a block up north, walk up the street, and meet me there.
Right.
At the same time, I'm arriving with the truck. We unload. We go back a block south. They walk back down, and and repeat until the point with which we had it over there.
Right.
So long story short, we were there for a couple of years, and the person that we were renting from, they couldn't. They needed to declare. They couldn't declare the property. Like if they had to pay these huge taxes if they stayed in over a certain amount of point and it wasn't their prime residence. So they had to sell it legitimately in about 3 years. Otherwise, when they did sell, they would have to be paying huge taxes on the property.
Right.
Yep.
So we got in and we closed on the 15th of June.
Okay.
So now we are taxpayers and livers and
You
thrivers.
just closed on it.
We just closed about a month and a half ago.
Look at you.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So
Look at the hoops he had to jump through just to get into the EP.
Right?
it's, literally.
Or
And
somebody's
it's,
brothers, cousins, fathers, first grade teachers, sister.
This week on Meet the Neighbors, I have traveled to a place of serenity. Like I'm very, very nervous to talk in my normal loud voice here with Diane Fiddler. She's from Core Fitness and Physical Therapy, located on 95th Street, right near where Little Company and Mary is. And I've done physical therapy before. This is nicer than any place I've done physical therapy, Diane.
Well, thank you very much. This is definitely a niche type of facility. Physical therapy at its finest, I'd like to think. Our programming is Pilates based, so right from the get-go, it's different than most physical therapy facilities in that it's direct one-on-one care with Pilates based methodology.
Okay, so take me through it first of all. You're sitting around. Were you into Pilates? Were you into physical therapy? What brought you to say I want to open up a physical therapy and fitness place here in Evergreen Park? And where did the whole idea and the concept come from?
Well, from Southern California, actually. I went to grad school for physical therapy out there, and the Pilates, about 25 years ago, and the Pilates business was booming. And I was a fitness instructor, and that's how I paid a lot of the bills through grad school. And when I moved back to Chicago, I was working as a physical therapist and teaching Pilates at a fitness facility. And it occurred to me that it would be a really nice thing to blend the two.
You know, I've done physical therapy before. I screwed up my Achilles maybe a few years ago because I'm overweight, I'm old, and I think that I'm 22 years old when I play 16-inch softball. So I had to actually do mine inside of the hospital. Like that's just kind of where they suggested I go, and I was it's cold and the floors are cold, and you're kind of being paid attention to by like 6 different people at the same time, and it was frustrating. I walked in here, it's like carpeted floors, like people are all really calm. I feel like I'm going to a spa. How would you compare it to other kinds of physical therapy for people that are either going through physical therapy right now or have done it in the past?
Well, first of all, I'm glad that you brought that up about that you thought that you were just supposed to go to a hospital or to where your physician suggested. A lot of people think that they can only go to a certain place. Your insurance might mandate where you go, but certainly not your physician or your surgeon. So you can definitely say, if your physician says, I want you to go to this Pilates or this physical therapy place, you can say, no, I've got one actually in my neighborhood that I'd prefer to go to. The biggest difference is it is one-on-one care. You mentioned that you had 6 different people kind of looking out for what you're doing. The care here is always one-on-one with a physical therapist. And the Pilates-based programming is such that you don't just treat a body part. So if you come in with a shoulder injury, we don't just work on your shoulder, we work on your core and your hip strength, and your head-to-toe recovery is how you recover from a shoulder injury.
So one of the things you guys reached out and kind of told me about was that you're expanding. So tell me about the expansion, because to be honest with you, I never walked in here until just now. So what's new? Tell me about everything that's happening right now at Core.
Well, ironically, today is the final day of the construction. They are cleaning up the material and heading out. So we are officially done with our expansion formally as of today. What's new at Core is we have a separate room for spinning, and we now have group equipment, group reformer classes. We've expanded our physical therapy department to include women's health and 4 different treatment rooms. So we're just bigger and hopefully can accommodate more.
That sounds awesome. I might have to stop by. We'll hook up like a microphone to me, and you can hear me huff and puff and try to keep up.
And our open house, that would be great, Chris. Our open house is August 22nd from 4 to 8 o'clock. We'll have some live music, refreshments, and lots of raffles.
Cool. Shoot the address out to everybody real quick and tell them how they can find you, website or anything like that.
It's 2940 West 95th Street, right here in Evergreen Park. Our website is corefitnesspt.com.
Diane Fiddler, I appreciate you letting me come in here and interrupt I don't know what it is, the quan of the room. I walked in and I was like, there's music, everybody's happy, they're all like doing exercises, and then there's just me standing here in like a t-shirt with a beer glass on it. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.
Look at all those people in this great suburb, driving down 95th and Kedzie. What a great place. It's called Evergreen Park, but we know it better as the EP. We're known for more than just the Unabomber. Remember Ted Kaczynski? You guys might even remember that big old rooster on 95th Street. It's all part of EP's history. So listen up to the EP podcast. You might be asking why. Because we talk about all things and we celebrate all the great things in the 60805. It's the EP podcast. All things Evergreen Park. It's the EP podcast. Evergreen Park.
Well, so I'm a middle school band director,
Okay.
and then I also do I do the whole gamut now. So I'm doing like K through 4 general music. So imagine me in front of kindergartners teaching them music. That's something to say.
Well, you're kind of a frightening looking guy, so I'm not surprised by that.
I get what I do, but it's so I'm teaching kindergarten through 4th grade general music, and then I teach band 4th through 8th grade.
Okay.
Let me ask you a quick question.
Yeah.
Things are probably ramping up now for you with the whole thing. People are getting ready to send all their kids back to school.
Yeah, they are.
Dump it back on
What
ya.
is the biggest challenge for you as the rest of the known world that doesn't have to teach children prepare for the greatest day of the year, the day they send their children off to be taken care of by other people?
I'm kind of the guy
Because
that...
I'm very excited and ready for it. We have a
I know you
countdown
are.
here in the Lanuti
I'm sure
household
you are.
for when all 3 of my children get to leave.
Sure.
Because I'm sick of them.
Hey, it's just like with everything else. You focus on fundamentals. So you come back in, and it's literally like,
Have them do some stretches.
literally. I mean, I'm serious. You gotta prepare for that stuff. I mean,
Right.
just the support with the air that you have to do. Even when they warm up, I teach my kids. It's a lot of pedagogy about like, okay, when you're warming up on a flute, you're playing on the head joint. You're trying to get 3 pitches on a head joint. When you're warming up on your clarinet, the first sound you make on a clarinet is you crow with the barrel of the mouthpiece. When you're playing a saxophone, the first sound that you do before you start doing any sort of warm-ups on your instrument is just crow on the neck. So you have your mouthpiece and your neck, you just crow. And you just got, because that is your amplifier. Brass players are doing a bunch of buzzes, so they're going, and
Slobber going everywhere.
well, they're buzzing. I mean, this
Thanks
is...
for spitting all over my microphone.
Hey, there's a screen there. I'll go over
spit
this
guard.
way. I'll turn to the side.
No, 'cause then you'll be spitting in my beer.
Yeah, you wouldn't want that either. But you used to say, if I can hold you tonight,
I never let go if I could hold you tonight. I never let go if I could hold you tonight. I might never, no, never let go. Oh, if I could hold you tonight, I might never let go. If I could hold you tonight, I might never let go. If I could hold you tonight, I might never, no, never let go.
We all know that summer is here. And for many people, that means it's time to get the car ready for a long road trip. And now that we have GPS on our smartphones and in our cars, it's a lot easier to navigate these drives without getting lost. During your life and mine, you're going to take a lot of journeys. And one of those journeys is something that I am personally not very good at mapping out on my own. It's the road to your financial goals. But there's actually a financial goal GPS that you can use to help get you where you want to go. For people here in Evergreen Park, the GPS has a name. Tom Walsh of Edward Jones, located right on the corner of 111th and Kedzie. The same things that your GPS does for you on these trips, Tom's going to help you with your financial plan. Listen, families in South Chicagoland have been benefiting from Tom's get-to-know-you approach and do the right thing values for over 18 years. Contact my close personal friend and also a fellow Brother Rice alumni, Tom Walsh. He's your local Edward Jones advisor, located in Mount Greenwood, right outside of the EP at 111th and Kedzie. Member SIPC. I got an email here from my contact over at the Village. Okay, because I was trying to set up some different things, and there was a reminder of things that were coming up in Evergreen Park, including the fact the vehicle sticker deadline is September the 15th. Like, they wrote that in big, bold letters. Please tell people to get your stickers.
What happens if you don't get
now.
your sticker in Evergreen Park?
Park in your driveway.
Execution.
Park in your
Execution.
driveway.
No, come up the driveway and look. Your sister came into town last
Yeah,
weekend.
and I'm still like trying to recover from it.
How busy did they have your sister in town?
Well, she wanted to stay in the
I
swimming
met her.
pool.
She seems like a very nice person, but she, doesn't
Wants
seem
to
like
stay
she's a
in the swimming
partier.
pool the whole time
So
until
that's
like
easy.
2
You put
o'clock
her
in the
in a swimming
morning.
pool.
Until 2 o'clock in the
Oh,
morning.
you had to stay out there with her?
Yeah.
So you're out sitting in the swimming pool drinking all weekend long.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Adult
Yes.
babysitting.
It wasn't like you ran around and saw a bunch of sights. You just sat around.
She
the
didn't want to
swimming
go
pool.
anywhere. She wanted
Well,
to
you two
go,
are
of
from,
all things,
you're from the country. And
she wanted to go to Beggar's
the
Pizza.
bayou.
That's one thing she asked for.
Right.
Going to Mariano's. Oh my God.
But first of all, for anybody that doesn't know this, you're originally from.
Central Louisiana.
No, but what's the name of the town?
DeVille.
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 Okay. So you're from the bayou, basically.
Yes. The
Okay.
swamp.
Born on the bayou. Okay. So she still lives in the bayou,
Yes.
and so she came up here, and one of the things she wanted to see was Mariano's.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Wow.
She was
You
so
gotta have
excited.
goals.
Oh,
She's
she
like
took a
getting here
pic-
saying, "I want to go to the Jewel."
She took
Sure,
a picture.
we can go over there.
She
What do
took
we
a
call it?
picture of
Jules,
herself
though.
and
It's Jules.
took a picture of herself in front of the Mariano's sign with her
Took a
arms spread
picture
out.
of herself?
Yeah.
How does
I
she
took the
even know
picture of
about
her.
Mariano's enough in the bayou that this is a big deal?
Because they have a bar with all different olives, and she could pick out all these olives.
you
And they had
kidding
this
me?
fancy cheese section with all these cheeses
And there's
she's
no
never heard
gators
of.
in there that can get her.
There's no gators that
There's
can get
no
her.
gators. That's a big thing too.
There's an entire aisle of Italian stuff that's not even written in English that she thought was amazing.
Oh, so she thought it was exotic.
So we were going
to
to make
Mariano's.
spaghetti
All
one
right.
night. We had to buy everything, but everything we bought couldn't be written, like the name couldn't be English. It had to be like a Italian name. So yes, that was
So
the
she found it to
big-
be exotic to go into Mariano's.
Yes.
That's what it was.
Yes.
And then for some reason she wanted to go to Beggar's Pizza.
Yep.
Okay, Beggar's isn't that bad,
Well,
but there's
the
other
thing
pizza
is,
places.
well, the thing is,
like I'd be like,
it's around the
Uno's
corner. It's
or-
around the
or-
corner from where we live.
Pequods.
Or you could just take her over here, Los Angeles.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
Delicious.
She wanted to go there. My husband, she laughs at my husband. He likes to on Friday nights go to he calls it his old man bar. Dave is the youngest guy in there by probably 15 or 20 years. So he feels good being the young guy in there. And she thinks that's hilarious. And
Dave's
Dave
the young
has-
guy in Hearts, basically.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
There you
So,
go.
yeah, so she thinks it's hilarious. He has an old man pizza bar. So she wanted to go there. Wasn't necessarily
Okay,
for
so
beggars.
she went because of him.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And where else did you take her? How many days was she in town?
4.
Okay, Mariano's and Beggar's Pizza so far.
That's a highlight.
yeah,
Right
I mean, this is why you travel up from the bayou to come
Slow
over
down.
to Chicago.
Slow
Ooh,
down.
it's a whirlwind
She
tour.
got some bone of beef.
Okay.
She was happy with that. And
Again, another chain though. Like you see
But
what I'm
you
saying?
have
Take
that
her a
you don't
rainbow
have that
cone.
in the South though. You cannot get that in the South.
Right. So everything's
Yes.
good there.
Yeah, Italian
Yeah.
beef is
Right.
kind of like our thing.
So
over here,
yeah. So and then the last day for lunch, on Sunday before bringing them to the airport, we went to Wojo's.
All right,
to
that's
you,
good.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's an Evergreen Park spot. At
They
least you
loved
stopped
it.
at.
Yeah.
They
They
loved
love
it.
some Wojos, is what you're
They
telling
loved
me.
it. She
Dave
got it-
went,
she
Dave
got
went
an
to
elk-
Brother Rice with me too.
Okay, yeah.
So
yeah,
her
race guy,
husband.
yeah.
So they,
Oh, yeah,
they
they
must have
got
been
to
like, oh, we're going to Wojo's, just right
Wojo's.
across
Yeah,
the street.
they wanted
right.
to see Dave's high school, and
One
she
of
got
their
an elk
75
burger.
shakes, right?
Oh,
So
we
of-
got milkshakes
So of
for sure.
all
Yeah.
of the things you could have taken her to on her trip up
This
from
is what she asked for.
Bayou Town, USA,
DeVille.
the whatever, okay, how many people are in that town?
Oh God, I don't know.
6, 12, 15
Street
of
lights?
them?
Any street lights?
No street lights, dusk to dawn lights, but not street lights.
Dusk to dawn lights.
I've
Mm-hmm.
never heard that.
I've never heard of that either. Does a guy walk around and just light
Is
a
that,
candle?
is that a
dusk
street
to
light?
dawn.
Is that a
No,
street light?
you can mount it like on the side of your house, on your shed.
Dusk to dawn light.
What the heck?
that?
It's,
All right.
It comes on when the
Don't
when
look
the
at us
sun
like
goes
we're
down.
crazy.
It comes on when the sun goes down.
But there's no street lights.
There's no street lights.
The du-
Well, there are no streets or roads.
Oh, there's no streets. or
We don't
roads.
have
This is
shoulders.
why. See,
There's no
we got caught in
shoulders.
technicality.
All right.
All right.
Dusk to dawn.
All right.
Dusk
So,
to dawn lights.
so she comes all the way up here, and this is that was
That's
her
what she
experience
wanted
in
to
Chicago.
do. She Mariano's was number
I
one
love
on her
it.
list.
Mariano's. It's
Yep.
the best.
Yes. So I'm still recovering.
Another show is wrapped up. Another show's in the books. Another show is wrapped up. And then by the looks, it's gonna be a good one. And we'll see you next week. And the nudies basement. And the nudies basement. Another show is wrapped up. Another show is wrapped up. Another show is wrapped up. And it's in the books. Another show is wrapped up. Another show is wrapped up. And by the looks, it's gonna be a good one. Nudies basement. Broadcast basement. Lanuti's basement. The broad basement. Slancha. That was like Dropkick Murphys or something, right? I felt like it.
The EP Podcast. Heard everywhere podcasts can be found. And always at the eppodcast.com.